If you didn't JFK that subscribe button last time, make sure you do it. No.
If you didn't hide behind a grassy knoll, if you weren't hired by the FBI to hide behind that grassy knoll and fucking snipe that like and subscribe button, blow that like and subscribe button's brains onto the wife of the like and subscribe button, and then blame an innocent actor named Lee Harvey Oswald, then what the fuck are you doing here? And welcome back to the Double Bogey Show, baby.
We have to use that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to say too soon, but it's not. It's been 50 years.
More than that.
They were
It was 60,
67.
wasn't it? 67, yeah.
Or 69.
Maybe.
So 40 plus another 15. 55 years.
Yeah, it's almost.
I would say too soon, but I don't think it is.
No,
also,
I think we're fine.
Someone's covering something up.
Absolutely.
They so
Not to
funny
get
story.
too deep here.
I had this biology teacher, and year to year, obviously, students in the grade ahead of me would talk to students in my grade and be like, "Hey, all right, Mr. Davao, he's got this thing. Like, he is obsessed with the JFK assassination. If you ask him about it, he will take a full class period to explain his theory on the witnesses and how the witnesses died, like a year after things happened and all of this kind of stuff." So we got him going one day. We got him going on JFK, and he literally had this like sticky note outline in his wallet that he carries with him everywhere. And he basically went through the entire, I can't remember exactly what his theory was, but he went through the entire assassination, the people who witnessed it, and how those people all died within like a year after the assassination.
Sounds like he's next on the hit list then.
I know, he's got
this
right?
much information.
Yeah. And apparently like 50 years after it were to happen, so it would have been 5 years ago, they were supposed to release like a bunch of...
They pushed it back.
They did.
Usually everything comes out, I think it's 40 years after is like the federal rule or whatever, but they push it back. There's no way they push it back just because they like don't have anything to hide, right?
They definitely have something to hide, unless it was an alien or a UFO.
That would be even more fun.
They piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now. Breakfast ball.
Okay, guys, we're back with the Double Bogey Show. I really enjoyed the intro. I hope you guys did too. I don't think it's too soon for anything like that.
I hope we got your gears turning a little bit. Maybe read an article or two this week.
Yeah,
Come to your own conclusion. That's all we're asking.
Right, correct. And as you can tell, new lineup in the studio.
Absolutely.
Tyler's gone. Dad
2.
Fucking Daddy Tyler.
His second son dropped this last week, so congratulations.
Yep,
to
congrats, Tyler. He'll be back
somewhat soon.
1 week from tomorrow, I believe.
Yep, both the baby and mama are fully healthy.
Yeah.
One big happy family. He's only one away now from a full golf scramble team.
Yes. Actually, that's sweet. Well, I'm the one.
Yeah.
So it'll be me, Tyler, and his 2 kids.
Absolutely.
Or it'll just be me against Tyler and his 2 kids. They still don't stand a chance.
Absolutely. Especially when this Dreewood comes in.
I know. I still haven't gotten this fucking.
Say how long
Did we talk about that last week?
Oh,
Yeah, you
we
did.
played the voicemail.
Oh yeah, we played the voicemail. 3-wood is, I don't know. It's we're just not going to.
It's in a shipping container somewhere.
Yeah. So Tyler's out of the office. We have Matt obviously next to me, front of the camera. How does it feel? Feel good?
It feels really good. I did my skincare routine this morning.
Okay.
Got my hair did. Didn't dress the nicest. I didn't know we were doing this today, but you're actually taking a bit of a vacation the rest of the week.
Oh yeah.
Those 1-day work weeks really getting to Ryan these days.
Well, that's kind of like, Tim Ferriss 4-hour work week. That's kind of
That's what you do.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to work till noon today, 8 to noon, and then just leave the rest of the week because my work for that week is done.
When you work that efficiently, it makes just total sense.
We just outsource everything.
Absolutely.
Like I would literally outsource someone to do this podcast for me.
That's basically that's what Tyler did.
I know. He fucking plugged you in there, and then we got Mitch behind the camera. Mitch said he's. Do that again, Mitch.
Whoop whoop. What's wrong with that?
Mitch said he wasn't going to talk the whole entire podcast.
We're getting ad libs instead. We're getting Migos ad libs.
So Mitch, just to introduce Mitch real quick, have you ever been on the podcast before?
Yeah, I've produced an episode. We remember Prince of Parm.
He covered for me once.
And then we kicked you off.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what I said or what I did. I just gone.
You're back though. Welcome.
I am back.
Okay. So You went to the simulator last week. We're just gonna
Absolutely. We're gonna go golf stuff. So
yes.
my friend in Minneapolis, he has a simulator in his apartment building.
Wait. Okay.
Insane.
How big is this apartment building?
It's pretty nice. There's
Not to
probably
brag.
like 5-6 floors.
In his apartment?
No. How big is his apartment?
Like his actual units.
Yes, correct.
It's not in his unit. It's like a shared one for the
Oh,
whole. It's like in
gotcha.
the lobby.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, that's actually a huge grab for people to come rent apartments from you. It's like-
Absolutely. He's like 3 doors down from it too. So he usually gets there. He says he plays like 3 rounds a week, just gets there early in the morning.
No
Does like a
shit.
6 a.m. round.
That's pretty cool.
is it a nice simulator?
It's really nice. It's nicer than a lot of the ones I've been to.
Okay,
Like,
go
in terms
on.
of like actual quality. Like, yeah, it has like slanted floors, so it's like you can kind of like choose your terrain or whatever.
Yeah.
We played I believe it was St. Andrews.
Yep.
Wide open British course.
British, yep. I'm trying to think of where that's at.
I think in England.
Is it in England or I was thinking Ireland? I'm pretty sure it's in
I
England.
think it's in England.
Yep,
Yeah.
the old course.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really liked it. Really wide fairways for me, which is huge.
And you implemented something new this weekend.
I had to
What
try
was
it out.
that, Matt?
I'm trying to learn how to interlock the fingers. I've never done it. I've only ever done the just hand one
baseball
on top
grip.
of the other. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But I was playing and I was like, at this point, I wasn't going to win because I was playing with better golfers than me. So I'm like, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to try the interlocked fingers. It's going to take 2 tree nights at the driving range to really figure that one out.
It's super weird.
It's
isn't it?
weird. Yeah, because I already have long, bony fingers
Yeah.
anyways. So it just didn't feel natural. Like, I think my like stance got all messed up because I just got in my own head at that point.
Yep.
But I'm glad I got started. I think I'm something I'm going to commit to. I'm going to really try and figure it out.
Yeah, one piece of advice I would give to you is, so I used to be the same way. I used to go hand over hand, basically. I would
You're a
maybe,
baseball player.
Yep. So my top hand, I would maybe squeeze my top hand thumb with my bottom hand, just to like connect the guys a little bit more. But I don't know. I figured like once you start golfing enough, you just have to interlock.
I think so too.
I don't know if it's this. There's like a stigma behind not interlocking, which it's a dumb stigma if there is one. I don't think you should have to do it, but it's almost like, well, every other person is doing it.
It's
so
the
it must
most
be
peer
working.
pressure thing ever.
Oh, 100%.
Because yeah, you see everyone else doing it, including like all the pros. I'm like, I'm not going to make it good probably just
Yeah.
do it, like being an outlier like that.
You're not going to be a pro, you know.
Probably not.
Did your pinky start to hurt?
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just like my knuckles, just I don't
Yeah,
know
like-
where to place them yet.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. So that's one thing that you're going to start implementing in this next year.
Absolutely. And I think I'm going to bite the bullet and take a lesson too. I've been thinking
No
about that
shit.
too. Yeah. I'm glad I wanted to wait till Tyler wasn't here to announce that.
Here's the thing with that. Do not take just one lesson.
Really? I've heard just one is a game changer.
Absolutely not.
You think I need a full curriculum?
Well, it's a game changer for me. It completely changed my game from like a 10 handicap to a 25 handicap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm way worse
I was
after
gonna
that
say,
one lesson.
Ryan, that's way worse.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a game changer for me in a really bad way.
Okay.
Because I don't think making changes to your golf swing or to anything, therefore, is all about muscle memory, right?
Yeah.
So going somewhere and doing something one time, it's like hopping in the batter's box one time and being like, all right, well, I think I'm ready to take the next step. I
Yeah.
think I'm ready to start in the infield, bat 3, hit bombs all day. It's just it's not going to work, right? You got to have repetition. You got to know what you're trying to work on. So it pains me to say this, and some people might disagree, but I personally believe you need at least 5 lessons for something to actually sink in. And on top of those lessons, you need to go to the range and you need to work on those things another 2 to 3 days a week on top of that.
So you're thinking
that's the
I need
only
to put
way that
1,000 hours in.
you need to what's the insanity? What's the insanity line?
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. That one?
Yeah. Does
I
that
don't-
make sense in this?
I don't think that really applies to this one.
All right. Well, we tried.
Yeah, I see where you were going with
Yeah.
it,
But
I
yeah,
got to get insane about it.
you got to get insane about it. And well, I don't know if I should say that because I'm getting insane. I'm literally going insane. To spin this back on me,
There you go.
I went to the simulator on
How'd it go?
Sunday, sorry. The first 50 balls were struck well. They were struck really well. Like I'm talking piss missiles. My yardage on my clubs is back. My I'm minimizing the slice. I'm trying to hit a little bit more of a draw. Striking the ball really well. So I went to go play, right? I went to play around by myself. I can golf 18 holes in the simulator in like 45 minutes just because it's boom, boom, boom,
Yeah, you
boom,
don't have to
boom.
like switch or anything.
It thinks the wheels started to fall off a little bit. Okay, shanked one into the side, fucking did this, did that. I'm like, all right, I gotta go back to the range. I gotta keep swinging. My body's breaking down on me right now. My hands are all calloused up. I'm starting to get like blisters all over. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This didn't happen the last 4 times I came here. So something was off. I'm like, all right, well, for some sort of peace of mind, I have to get back into the range and just take another 50 swings. Worst 50 swings I've ever taken.
Really?
Yeah. And at that point, I'm like, I just need to keep swinging and keep swinging and keep swinging. And by the end of it, I'm like ready to like put a hole into the simulator canvas. I'm so pissed off. So
And you're there by yourself?
I'm there by myself. Yeah. So naturally, I go home, I set the golf net up in the garage and I start swinging. I just I go back to the basics, like half swing, just making good ball contact, half swing, good ball contact. And it definitely helped me sleep at night, but you're going to run into those kind of issues when you're starting to make a change with your swing. But I would say don't obsess over it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do anything, here's what really fucks with me, Matt. I watch all these like, and just naturally on our TikTok feed, we have a bunch of like golf coaches, right? And I see tip after tip after tip after tip. And it's like, I'm going to implement this and that and this and that. And it's so overwhelming that none of it ever happens. And it just completely fucks with my head.
Yeah. I'm afraid of consuming golf content for that reason.
I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop consuming golf content and just like get a coach like you're going to do and just go based off of that.
I think I just need to find one instructor and just buy into their philosophy. I can't take in a million different pieces of advice because everyone's going to say something different.
Correct.
Like you don't know if these guys on TikTok have any sort of credentials whatsoever, if they
Yeah.
just have a nice camera and a good sounding mic.
I mean, also, it's like you're going to hit 50 balls in the range. You film your best one and post that as a golf tip.
Yeah.
It's like the other balls you shanked 50 yards right or you hit a 40-yard slice, whatever.
Yeah.
So you definitely got to be careful with the information that you're consuming on social media. You got to find one guy, you got to stick with that guy, and then try and implement those slowly but surely. Don't do 5 different things. Don't try 5 different things in one range session. Just try one at a time, which for you would be interlocking your fingers.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're in season, like how often are you going to the range? How often are you like hitting around the net? Like what's your like training regime, I guess for lack of a better word, in season?
I probably go to the range like twice a week.
Yeah.
But here's where I screw up at. Now, okay. We had the New Year's podcast, right? We closed out 2021. We said what are our goals for 2022? Well, 2022 for me is the year of the short game.
Okay.
Everybody says that, right? If you want to shave strokes off of your score, you got to practice your short game, 150 yards and in. So I'm really going to dial in the 9-iron, the pitching wedge, the gap wedge, my 56, sorry, my 58, my 54, and my putter. And I genuinely believe if I really work on that and leave the driver in the bag, leave the 4 or 5-iron in the bag during these range sessions, obviously they're going to come out every once in a while. I genuinely believe that I can shave 3 to 4 strokes off of my score.
You think that's where you have the most room for improvement right now?
Correct.
Okay.
Because when you go to the range, especially twice a week, it costs nothing to go to the putting green or the chipping green.
That's
Costs
true.
nothing. You just have your own balls. But when you start going 2-3 times a week to the range, you pay $10.50 for a bucket of balls. I don't know. Anyone else listening out there can probably attest to this. Range balls are expensive.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like memberships or whatever, because that's what I was going to look into, just some sort of membership.
I think
that-
even if you have a membership, you have to pay for the bucket of balls. Like that's just how they make their money because they'll go around and collect all of them and then charge you to go take the bucket of them out on the range.
So you're saying if you have a membership, they charge you? I think it's the opposite. If you don't have a membership, they charge you for balls. If you do have a membership, I think that may be included into the fee. It's going to vary from course
It's still
to course.
expensive though, because when I lived in Myrtle Beach this time last year, I paid for a $100 membership, and that was just for 10 buckets.
Yeah. So 10,
It still equals out.
$10
I don't
bucket.
think it's like that much of a discount.
Yeah. No, I
It's
agree.
just more of a, hey, I'm committing to go this amount of times. I think it's more, you're more so paying for that commitment.
Yeah. No,
I've gone to a range where you have to bring your own balls. Like they just don't sell buckets of balls.
I think you got scammed.
that doesn't make any
I
sense.
think-
man.
Yeah, you hit them and then you have to go out and get them, and then you go back.
What about the 10 other people on the range hitting balls with you?
I think you were just hitting in someone's backyard. I
No,
don't think you were hitting at a
this is a
range.
pretty small town course. It's only a 9-hole course, so
Well, so is Frazee. So is Prairiewood. Mitch, I think you're lying to us right now.
no, I'm not
Okay,
lying.
you need to pull this you need to pull this course up on Google. Mitch gets in the producer seat and just starts lying immediately.
He's going for
There's no way that you had-
sensationalism headlines.
Mitch, there is no way that you went to a driving range where you have to hit your own balls.
I'm going to show you this driving range, and you're going to laugh.
Rock Rapids.
So it's a country club. There's no way it's a country club
It's-
doing this either.
a country club where you have to bring your. Also, if you're hitting Pro V1s, that's like $5 a ball. If you hit 100 balls, that's $500
Yeah,
into the range.
I refuse to believe this story.
That course is nice, Mitch. Tyler's gonna listen to this episode and hear what Mitch just
Tyler
said.
is going to be waking up his baby with how much he's screaming right now.
Yes. Mitch, what the fuck are you saying? Okay, what do we got here? Rock River Golf and Country Club.
Shout out to them.
We almost need to call them.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, what's your range like? Mitch,
Can you give all the phone number? I'll call them right now if they're. Actually, they might probably open.
Mitch, are you recanting your statement right now, or are
No,
you
I'm sticking by it.
Okay, get us a phone number real
Yeah,
quick. Matt's gonna
I'm
call him.
call him.
If you go down to the bottom, it's probably under contact.
There you go. Read that number to me, Mitch. 712.
712-472-3168.
All right.
All right, we're gonna call him.
Are
We're gonna
we
call him.
legit doing this, guys?
Yep.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Hopefully they're
It's
open.
ringing.
Nice.
Good start. Mitch, you nervous?
Rock River Golf and Country Club and 918 Girl. This is Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. I was wondering about your driving range. How much does it cost for a bucket of balls there?
We do not have a driving range here.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. No
I
worries.
mean, We have a driving range, like we have a range. People can go out and do that, but we don't have like buckets of balls they use or anything like that.
Okay. Sounds good. So we have to like
Thank
just
you.
bring my own balls or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Yep. Bye.
He wasn't lying.
Get played, players. Get played.
I apologize.
He wasn't lying, dude. I thought we had you, Mitch, because she said we have no driving range. So what?
I told you.
So what's that like? What does the driving range even look like? Is there pins set up? Is there like yardages to see how far
Yeah,
you're
so
hitting?
I think there's like a 50, 150, and 200 yard marker, but like no one ever uses it. It's kept like there's a smaller bridge you walk across, and half the time the bridge is just like falling apart, and no one's ever out there because it's like off to the left on the course, and it's awful.
How many people can fit on this range at one time?
Just off memory, I'm going like 6 to 7.
I can't believe this.
I told you guys.
The fact that there is a driving range out there where you need to bring your own balls and retrieve those balls when you're done is absolutely bananas.
That's bizarre.
Why can't you just buy?
If it's a country club, especially,
Exactly.
pay for 1,000 balls and just rent them out to people. They just not want to pay for an employee
This
to
is
go
a
clean them
super
up.
small town country club, guys. Like I said.
Well, it's a club that's in the country. That's where they got the country. It's not a legit country club.
Probably.
It can't be. There's no fucking driving range. You literally have to go out and fetch your own balls.
That takes
at
away
the Rock River Golf Club.
That takes away the worst, all the fun of a driving range. The
I
fun of
know.
a driving range is just blasting balls and forgetting about them.
Well,
I don't even look at the balls go down half the time I'm at the driving
No,
range.
exactly. And it's like, if I'm hitting my own ball, I lose enough balls the way it is on the course. If I am going to go to a range where I have to retrieve my own balls, I'm coming back with no more than half of what I hit.
No.
Oh, maybe
out
you'll
of
double it.
not
Maybe you'll
finding them
double
and
it.
out of pure laziness.
So here's the thing. This is a great course to like in the evening or like when the course is shutting down and you can tell people are off the range, head out to the driving range and start snagging balls.
That's true. I was gonna say it might be too dark to actually swing yourself, but you can definitely go find balls.
Oh yeah, just pretend like you're the last one there.
Yeah.
And just go start retrieving balls. That's actually a great for us to get the Guinness Book of World Record. Like most unique golf balls,
We gotta have a plant down at this country club.
we gotta get country club memberships. Rock River. That is insane.
I've got a membership there. Well, my family does, and I'm on the list, so I'll bring you guys.
Mitch, no one likes people bragging about country club memberships.
You're a country
very
club.
off-putting.
Mitch, you're a country club snob.
No, me and my brother would go out during the summer. He'd wear cutoff tee and like gym shorts, and
What is this place?
How is this even an actual establishment?
It
Although-
seems like
although-
someone's yard.
Yes, exactly. Although this seems like a really fun place to do like a 4-man scramble at.
oh yeah, it's 100% like very low key. The only time it's busy is during league night. So otherwise, maybe like 4 o'clock hits, maybe you get a little rush of like 5 groups going out. Otherwise, it's pretty chill.
How far away is it?
It's a 4-hour drive. From here.
yeah, that's way too far for me.
Yeah.
Just to golf 9 holes. I mean, or golf 18.
Or
twice
hit a
around.
driving range and have to go chase after your own balls. At least you're getting your exercise.
Plus, you'd be really mad at the greens. They're super, super slow.
I mean, that's fine. At least I'm not going to blow anything by, you know?
Yeah. That's why I piss missile it sometimes on the green. Because that's where...
Mitch is hitting piss missiles on the green.
Well, the problem with that is you're supposed to use your putter on the green and not your other clubs.
Not my driver. Shit.
So, I don't think we've talked about this. Mitch is in a very unique situation, okay? So we're all about golfing with, you know, with new people and bringing people out who don't golf a whole lot, right? Are not that good.
Me.
And which is Mitch, yep. And there's nothing against you, Mitch. You just haven't been golfing enough, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so Mitch is our video guy. When we go on these trips, it's me, you, and Tyler.
I don't even know why I'm on them half
I don't
the
either.
time.
I don't either. Actually have no clue why. And then Mitch is our video guy, right? So we'll let Mitch play a few holes, and then Tyler puts the kibosh on Mitch playing because it just pace of play is not there. So Mitch, we got to get you up to a point where when you come on these trips, we can have like a 2v2
That would be
scramble.
really fun, yeah.
Me and whoever versus Tyler and the other person. I think that would be a ton of fun.
It's really funny when we try to do something. I think we did this in Arizona where like we played teams and no one wanted to be my teammate.
God.
It was like high school all over again.
I was gonna say it's like look at Mitch getting picked last in high school. Mitch, I'll pick you first. Me and you versus Tyler and Matt.
Okay.
I think
Seems
we
like
take them
easy
down,
money
no
for
problem.
me.
But it's scramble. So it's like, Mitch, you can make a good putt and I can make a good drive.
Yeah, that's my weakest part of my game is the driving.
Yeah.
Because I can hit my 7 the same distance I can hit my driver.
Yeah.
Which is really sad.
Yeah, it's just like you just haven't been golfing enough.
Yeah.
We can hit some early morning rounds this summer. I'm planning on doing Wednesday mornings.
I've looked into getting the membership for all 5 courses here in Fargo.
Yeah, Mitch, as a guy who you've been golfing for what, like 1 or 2 years?
Not even that. I really started golfing this summer with me and my brother because my family got the membership to the Rock River Country Club.
So what's your plan going into this summer? Like what is your goal for this summer to take out into next summer?
I want to be able to drive 200.
Okay.
And
That's a good goal.
Yeah, I think that's just the main goal because my chips aren't terrible enough where I feel like I need to really focus on that. I can chip. It's not the most beautiful thing, but
That's the thing. People start to romanticize about the long drives. I was in that situation last year, but Mitch, the putting and the chipping is what's going to really shave strokes off your score.
So what you're saying is I need to take your mentality approach this summer.
Correct.
I think you need to go
game.
with Ryan every single time he golfs. Just the two of you golfing together, so that you can work on the same thing.
I drive Ryan crazy.
Mitch, I'll pay you $10.50, the cost of a bucket of range balls, to retrieve my balls on the putting green and the chipping green. I think
that's pretty good.
I would do that.
like $10.50 a time.
Yeah, that literally me and my brother after we would do 9, we would just go to the chipping green and just chip and putt.
It's the best thing about it. It's free.
Yeah. My parents would be up like having a couple beers with their friends and we would just be down there chipping.
I love that actually.
It was actually really it was me and my brother had a blast.
So the weather's getting nice here and
You started to get
it's right around the corner.
It's close.
It's right
dude.
around the corner,
I
man.
think my prediction. I think we'll be on a course within 3 weeks.
No,
Yes,
absolutely not.
it'll be April by then.
Think about how
We're
much
halfway through March right
Think
now.
about how
It's
much
Pi
snow is
Day.
on the ground though.
It'll melt.
There's a lot of
It's supposed
snow,
to be.
Matt.
It's supposed to be all above freezing this week. That'll be
It's supposed to be
a huge
like
dent in it.
high 40s towards the
But
end of the week.
that's still above freezing.
No, I know
so it'll
that's
melt.
That's a great temp. I've lived here my whole life, 28 years, and I still don't know how long it takes for the snow to melt.
I think we'll get like. I'm not saying another thing of snow isn't coming, but I think we'll get like 1 or 2 weeks at a course before the snow comes again.
You know what kind of bums me out? And it doesn't bum me out because we're very fortunate that we get to go on these trips to Arizona and wherever and actually in golf during the wintertime. But once upon a time when I was like right when I started golfing, I didn't know about the simulator. I obviously couldn't golf outside. I literally went from like October to April or May before I could golf again. So I was like that first round of the year was literally Christmas because you could finally get out on the golf course. And now, we can head down south and we can hit the simulator. And there's something about that first round of the year that slaps.
But also, there's the expectations of it versus the reality of it. Like the expectations, you think it's gonna go great. Like I've narrowed it in. Maybe I'm
You
different.
don't think it's going to go great. You're just excited to be outside playing again.
I'm different. I think like I've solved everything over the winter. I'm gonna come in as a completely different like golfer. Like I've mastered
That's true.
meditation
I'm the same way.
and all of that. But
Yep.
then I get out there and
2 weeks
just-
in, Matt's just gonna be befuddled and be like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
no,
it's-
I'm very realistic about my progress.
Okay.
I know what I've done this winter. I know the work I put in the dark to
Yeah.
shine in the light.
Yep. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's literally like, boys, we're gonna be drinking beers and hitting balls in a matter of like, let's just say,
And then chasing after those balls because we're
chasing after those balls because of the fucking Rock River Golf Country Club.
They got
We need to sit down and have a talk with them.
Yeah.
What's the theory behind this? Why can't you hire a 15-year-old kid to go pick up all these balls and pay him $12 an hour, $15 an hour, whatever that may be?
that's pretty high for an Iowa course
You don't
Well,
even have to
then-
give him one of the carts. Like we
No,
can just hit at
Pick
the
him up by
kid.
hand. Yeah.
until he
Right.
gets pelted by one.
Throw him in some body armor.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, free bucket of balls if you hit this kid. There is something about having a target, like I don't know, even like a moving target to swing at. You feel more confident swinging at a moving target than you do a stagnant target, like a pin. So like at Sweet Shots, for instance, or Top
Mhm.
Golf or whatever, you have the and we've talked about this before, but you have the cart that picks up all the balls, right? Well, no one's going to Sweet Shots and trying to avoid hitting that.
No, you're not aiming for the flags once that guy comes.
100%. Yeah, it's
You're
like-
aiming for him.
And there should honestly be like an electronic target on even the back of it, so you're not damaging anything engine.
And I
or
think, like,
window wise,
If you hit it, like it should be like free drinks for everyone.
Yeah.
there. Like it's got to be more of an event. It's like in pinball.
yeah, no, exactly. And it's got the electronic target on the back, and it shows up on the screen if you hit it, where you hit it, and what the prize for that is.
Do you think that person's miserable just driving the cart and people are just pelting balls at you? Like it's got to do something to your psyche, don't you?
Yeah,
think?
here's the thing. Unless you're on the ground level and he's driving right by you, that's okay. That's probably just not okay. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna. I mean, you could like, I don't know.
You could sneak through the gate or
Yeah,
something. like
exactly.
that.
Imagine if the ball pickers at Sweet Shots or Top Golf had that target on the back. It relayed it up onto the screen. If you hit it, free drinks, free appetizer, free extra hour of golf. Imagine how much more fun that would be. And then you got the guy in the cart who's kind of like egging people on. He's got like
Yeah, give him like a video camera so
Yeah.
you can like show him on the TVs.
He's got
flip people off.
He's got like big fucking Bose speakers on the back that are just blaring music.
Mhm.
No, dude, it's in Happy Gilmore. It's when they're at the mini. Have you seen Happy
No,
Gilmore?
I have not.
Oh,
You haven't seen
no.
Happy Gilmore, Matt?
I haven't seen like any movies.
So they're at a mini putt course. He's practicing a short game, and
This is my favorite quote of the
yeah, the
movie.
big clown. You're gonna die, clown.
I have heard that one.
If some sort of sound effects like that were on the back of this car, just blaring out of the speakers, that would be unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
We're talking about changing the game of stagnant targets.
absolutely. We're talking about adding a level of animosity to golf that is not currently there.
Well, and there's this thing that, for some reason, that target at Sweet Shots or Top Golf is not moving. It has not moved since it opened, correct? You can't just move pins at these entertainment golf places. There's something inside of me that says I can hit a moving target better than I can hit a stagnant target.
And there's also something inside you that's like, there's a person in there
Correct.
that I'm hitting it at. And
Correct.
but they will be okay if I do hit them.
What's the psyche behind that?
I think it's just pent up anger.
That or natural hunter. Like you like to hunt, and obviously specifically birds because that's what birdie's for. Bird hunting. You just enjoy it a lot more. Makes you feel like when you're hitting a shot, it makes you feel like you're following it with the gun, leading it, and boom, kill it.
Each of our natural bloodthirsty tendencies.
Yeah.
It's a good theory, Mitch. I don't think that's where my head's at right now.
Oh.
I'm not trying to. Yeah. I get what you're saying though. There's something just about hitting a moving target that can relate back to hunting. I got you.
Yeah.
Who do we gotta get on the phone to make this happen?
We got to just find. Yeah, I think Sweet Shots would be probably the first place to start. We just got to find some way to connect like a TV because I think them talking shit back to you would be
yeah.
because that would get everyone into it. And then yeah, they hit it or something. Free drinks for everyone.
Yeah,
Turn that that could even just be like one night a week. Like hit the target guy or something like that.
dude, that would be golf innovation of the week right there.
Golf innovation of the century.
Because I think these entertainment places are only getting more and more popular. We got Sweet Shots coming up in Fargo, April 1st, grand opening. It's like, I'll be there 16 times in the first month. There's something about these golf entertainment places that are because it caters towards the below average, the average, and the good golfer.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, if you've never hit a ball before, you can putt it off of the mat and still score points.
Yeah.
So I think these are only going to get more and more popular. They got to be expensive to make, right? They got to be like tens of millions of dollars to pop one of these up, correct?
I would assume so. I mean, even just the land alone, you
Yeah.
need to buy a ton of land.
Yeah, and there's always this thing too about people hitting it over the back net. We've talked about back net shots before. I think in talking to the guys at Sweet Shot with the guys, you need to hit like a 380 or like 390 yard drive with the trajectory just to get it over that back net. And especially if you're using the stock clubs and obviously the balls that they provide you with, they got to be like dumbed down a little bit to where you just can't do that.
I can't imagine. You got to be shooting for the freaking moon.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit it over the side. If you're being a dumbass and you want to be funny to your friends, you can hit it over the side of the net, no problem. I mean, just take a wedge and loft it up there. But another way to innovate the sweet shots, you got to have that target on the back of the ball picker.
Yeah. I would love to talk to one of those ball pickers and ask if they actually get like sad when people hit it them
Yeah.
or if they like get some sort of like sick thrill out of it.
We need to, if someone does this, we need to like, I will volunteer to hop in the ball picker.
I would love to do that
to
too.
talk shit to people swinging, whatever. But like, there's a line on the course, right? So it has to be at least like 100 yards out for it to even count.
Yeah.
So there's just fair chase. Okay. If we could get something like that going, dude, it's one more thing. Just one more thing to hit. Moving target, way easier than a stagnant target. I don't know why that is.
Making people a better golfer too.
I know.
I don't know when a moving target applies to the actual game of golf.
Or here's what you do. Instead of a target, you put like a garbage can, like not a legit garbage can, but something that can a bucket, something like that. If you can hit in the bucket, because the trajectory of the ball to get in that bucket needs to be a lot higher than if you were to just hit a stinger and trying to smash a guy's window.
That
right?
should be like, if you can get into a bucket, that should be like free sweet shots for a year or something like that.
I think that'd be easier though than hitting the center of a target. Because again, look at trajectory. Trajectory, if you're on level 2 and you're hitting
then
down,
I guess it is just timing if you actually are like that nice with it.
Yes. And it's no different than trying to make it like in the cup of one of the targets
That's true.
on the actual course.
But it's just time. You have to add timing to it.
So that will be a little more safe, is implementing some sort of bucket onto the back of this where you have to chip it in order to win.
We're basically turning Topgolf into a carnival game.
Did you guys ever
Basically.
Did you guys ever play those mini golf like carnival games when you were younger?
I don't know if I've ever seen anything golf related at a carnival.
Yeah, I was busy talking to girls.
Yeah.
I was talking about like video game wise. I didn't go to actual carnivals.
Not video game wise, no.
Oh, like on the Nintendo DS?
DS or the Wii or something.
Yeah, I definitely played those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Just
like,
immediately retracting my statement about talking to girls.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I think Sweet Shots is coming up. Maybe we can say like, hey, let us do that. We'll do a little video about it. I think
maybe
that'd be
after the
fun.
first week, we bring in that guy that they hired to do that and we talk to him.
we got to get a ball picker on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for like quick 10-minute segment, like, hey, do you ever fear for your life?
Yeah, I just want to
going
dive
work?
into their brain. So if you're a ball picker, let us know. I'm sure
It's
there's
like
one
the,
out here. Did you ever work at a golf course or anything like that?
Never.
Really?
No, I've always wanted to. I always say when I retire one day, I'm going to work on a golf course.
Really?
That'd be like my retirement job. But get up at 5 a.m., start work at 5:30, drink some coffee, and just like mow greens and shit.
See, mine is I want to own a gas station and work at the gas station at the midnight shift.
In the middle of a downtown in a big city.
Yeah, exactly.
Truck stop.
That sounds
Be a,
safe.
a fragile old man.
I think that's probably safer than driving a ball picker at this stage.
Absolutely.
You think
Especially if we get like Bryson out there.
Yeah, seriously. I think these ball pickers got to be getting paid like $35-$40 an hour.
I would assume so.
In terms of like danger level of your job.
It's got to be relaxing. Just throw some AirPods in, listen to a podcast while dun, 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 dun.
We got to get in a ball picker.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to the Sweet Shots guys and see like, hey, can I get in here for just one round?
Yeah.
And
we
just-
get like one of those speaker phones, whatever those are called.
Megaphones.
Megaphones.
yeah.
Yep. Did that just talk shit at people? I think that'd be a great video.
That would be awesome. We're just livening up the game now.
Absolutely. Making it fun for everyone.
Fuck. All right. Well, we'll get on the phone after this. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and naturally I'm going on another vacation. Talk about that in a second.
I don't know if you guys know what month we're in, but it's March.
And it's a madhouse.
It's an absolute madhouse out there. Brackets are out. I don't know if you guys have filled yours out yet.
Not yet.
I'm gonna get a little office pool going, I think.
Okay.
And the game lines are finally in. They went down a little bit yesterday after the Tom Brady news.
Yep.
The books were working like crazy trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's never been a better time to hop in on DraftKings and make some serious cheddar.
Sure.
It's all there for the taking. You can bet on everything. I bet on a lot of college basketball this weekend. I bet on a little bit of Korean baseball after
Really?
a couple of my college basketball games lost.
I was 4-0 in the UFC this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I'm finally back in the positive.
Let's go.
I shit you not, in my account, I've been negative for over a year now. And I know, and I'm finally back to the positive. So we're gonna keep it rolling. Bucks, $1,000 on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl.
Really? You're buying the Tom Brady hype?
Gotta be.
The NFC does feel weak. I don't hate that. I would have loved it if you could have gotten like 2 days ago.
I do love Duke winning it all too. Mike Krzyzewski's last year.
I like Gonzaga or Arizona.
Chet,
Yeah,
Minnesota boy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta ride or die.
Yeah.
Whoever you like, you can place money, you can win money, you can do whatever, you can lose money, you can do it all on DraftKings. It's all there for the taking. So head on over to DraftKings today. It is the official sports betting partner of this here podcast you're listening to.
Must be 20 years old. And you're just in Pennsylvania. New customers only minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Were you in speech and debate growing up?
I was in speech 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your alliteration was good there. Your enunciation.
Yeah. So they were fun classes though.
Yeah.
I also took the theory of bowling in college.
I did.
That was
So
like-
it wasn't even like actual bowling.
No, it was a theory of bowling. So it was a 6-week course, and it was probably 2 weeks of classroom time and then 4 weeks of actual bowling.
Heck yeah.
But you know what they make you do? They make you keep your own score. For like the
That's
the
annoying.
final test is you have to keep your own score. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to keep your own bowling score. It's fucking hard
Yeah, I would fail, honestly.
because you have to like, if you get like strike or spare, you have to like add up the previous points from the last frames, or I don't remember how it works. That's what computers are for.
Mm-hmm. We've moved past that. Like, you're never going to have to keep your bowling score again.
100%.
When I did a bowling class in college, because I also was a bad student, it was the first day and we were all just kind of like dicking around, and the teacher came and made an example out of me and did like the first date thing where he like cupped behind me and like showed me how to do it in front of the entire
No.
class. But it was chill. And then after that, for the test at the end, we literally got to use our computers. Just Google every answer, and then he just gave us business cards to his bowling shop at the end.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
So it's a sales pitch.
little bit.
The whole thing was a sales pitch.
But it was a nice excuse to get to bowl twice a week for a class.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Get
3
some
easy
chicken
credits.
strips. Yeah, absolutely.
Should have taken the theory of golf. I actually wasn't that into golf in college.
I hated golf up until probably a year or two ago. I always just thought it was too elitist for me.
Yeah, and I think the tides have been turning. The tides
Absolutely.
have definitely been turning. Have you been watching any of the tournament this weekend?
No, I still have not gotten into watching golf.
Okay, so hole 17 at TPC Sawgrass is like an iconic hole. It's basically, what do you call it? What's the correct term for a piece of land that is covered on 3 sides by water?
It's a peninsula.
Is
isn't
that a
it?
peninsula?
I think
So
so.
it's essentially a peninsula, to where when these guys are hit, it's like 145-yard shots. A lot of these guys are hitting like pitching wedge or soft 9-iron, getting a lot of spin on the ball. So a lot of the times they're hitting the green and it's rolling all the way off of the island into the water. I think the combined score for golfers who went through number 17, I believe it was yesterday, plus 39.
Jesus, that's so deflating when the ball hits the land and then bounces or rolls into the
I know.
water. Like
I
I can stomach it when it lands in the water because I know I didn't have a chance.
Right.
But like when it bounces off a rock and just flies in the water, that's probably when I get the most frustrated.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's the worst. I mean, and also just losing balls in general.
I can live with that. I don't buy nice balls.
Mitch, you buy nice balls?
Hell yeah, I do.
There he is.
Practice like you play.
All right. I'm gone. Tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah, we're recording
So
this on a Monday because Ryan comes
Yeah.
in and he's like, "Yeah, I got my 4-hour work week.
4-hour work week's done.
We got about 2 hours to
at
kill
noon
before
today.
I go."
I got 42 minutes before my week is done.
Good for you. Where are you going?
I'm going to South Carolina.
There you go. What for?
So here's the best thing about being married, right? Not the best thing, but a perk. So my wife travels around a lot for work.
Yep.
And a lot of the times I'll just piggyback off of one of her conferences or trade shows that she's going to. And bring the clubs with, obviously. I've gotten into this new thing where when I travel, the first thing I'm thinking of is like, can I golf down there?
Your first thing you're looking at is tee times.
Correct. So this Thursday, Friday, we're staying at a golf resort. Wild Dunes Golf Resort in right outside of Charleston. And I'm golfing Thursday, Friday. So my wife's going to golf with me on Thursday. I'm going to golf solo Friday. And I'm thinking it's the type of course where it's, I'm going to get paired up with somebody.
Probably.
I haven't golfed with a random. I shit you not. I haven't golfed with a random in probably 2 years.
Just because you've always had friends around.
So it's kind of like I've been with my now wife for like 13 years. Me talking with randoms on the golf course is like me like making conversation with, like a girl in the office. I don't know how to talk to girls anymore, which is completely fine. I don't need to.
Well, I mean, for work reasons.
I mean, for work reasons,
you probably do.
But like, okay, where I'm getting at is like, what kind of conversation do I make with these people?
It's uncharted territory.
Because I'm all about not being the random in a group, and now I am the random.
So that is interesting because that's basically all I did last year was it'd be my girlfriend and I, we would golf with randoms. And the first thing you got to do, you got to find some sort of common interest, which A, could be golf. B, I always would go with the typical, so where are you guys from?
Yeah.
Because South Carolina, it's a big vacation destination, especially this time of year, especially if they're on the golf course.
Okay.
They're probably down there to vacation. So I'd start with that.
Okay.
You're going to go with the basics. Then you could go the tried and true. Hey, so what do you do? At this point, you're establishing you were the most boring person ever.
Here's the thing, though. I don't want to overstep my boundaries. Okay. I don't want to overstep my boundaries in a sense of like talking these guys' ears off, getting to know them a whole lot, because in reality, I'm not going to see them after this.
You don't know, but what if you make a lifelong friend?
True. That is true. I'm kind of like I'm not like vulnerable with new people per se, unless they ask the right questions, then maybe. But it's been a while since I've been in this situation, so I'm a little bit like...
It's like you're putting yourself back out there again.
Yeah, kind of.
Like back on the market a little bit.
Yeah, maybe I will find like a lifelong golf partner.
Maybe you do a yearly golf trip down to South Carolina.
Maybe.
And you recreate the magic that you have this weekend.
So what if I start playing bad?
I think you just be a grown up about it. Don't throw
Maybe
a
that's
hissy
good
fit.
because you look like a jackass if you get really pissed off.
That's going to
people
shut
that you don't
them down
know.
completely.
Correct.
They're not going to talk to you the rest of the time. So
And-
if they end up being awkward, that could be your go-to. Slam a
Yes.
club, throw a ball, something like that.
Yeah,
They
throw
won't
my
talk
club
to
in
you.
the water or something.
But then it could also backfire. They could start giving you advice, like try to like help you.
nothing would be worse in that situation is if some random guy I don't know tries to give me advice in a time when I don't want advice.
That's like the guy at the gym who like tries to give you like form advice,
Yeah.
like as you're lifting.
Hate
Like
that
if
guy.
I would pay for a trainer if I want advice.
Yes, correct.
No one has ever wanted unsolicited advice at the gym.
Or on the golf course.
Exactly.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that.
I never turned down advice, but I'm pretty new at it yet. So
Yeah.
I'm in no position to give advice, but like if I'm like golfing with like someone who's for their first time, I usually like ask like, hey, do you want advice or something?
I think in your
Because there's some things you can just like kind of see.
yeah.
Like, oh, you're just standing way too far back or something like that.
Okay, yes. I think in your situation, even though you haven't been doing it for that long, you can see if something's wrong.
Yeah.
And even if you literally just said like, hey, that looks really weird. And I would be like, okay, that felt really weird. So like what was wrong there?
Mhm.
That's also like a good
Because
key.
even when I see my like a video of myself, like when we do the skits and stuff, when I see a video of myself, I'm like, oh, you guys could be correcting me way more out there than you actually do.
Yeah. No, I think the advice you can give though is just saying that didn't look right or that looked off or
Yeah. But I always ask ahead of time. I'm not gonna be that guy like, yo, you look awkward back there. Are you good?
nothing would infuriate me more.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
You know, also what's been really getting to me lately.
What's
so
that?
we talked about my simulator story yesterday now, and it just didn't go well. And I need to.
How many hours did you spend just swinging yesterday? If that's the case.
Well, I spent an hour and a half at the simulator.
Yep.
Ball after ball after ball after ball. I probably have to hit like 200 balls. And then I probably only spent like 15 minutes at my house. But I need to end on a good rep. That's
Yep,
the thing.
I'm the same way.
type of guy I need to end on a good rep. So if I were to just walk out after shanking 10 balls in a row,
Tail between your legs, no chance.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do that. Here's what's really pissing me off. So we had the golf bromance video come out last week, and I have a bromance with one of my in my wedding. He's one of my best friends. He was at the simulator on Saturday, and he sent me his score when he was all done, 2 under through 18. And then there's me, and now I used to beat him like regularly on the course. So it's really pissing me off now. I think it's not even that I'm hitting the ball bad, but it's that he's now
Doing good.
and he's way better than me.
And the worst part is, inside that's not how you're supposed to feel. You're always competing
Correct.
with yourself,
Yes.
but it's so hard to block that out.
So he sent me a score, and I mean, I have to shit talk him, right? I can't just let him get off scotch clean. I'm like, oh yeah, so what was the gimme range? And he goes, well, 12 feet. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, there's a reason you hit 2 under with a 12-foot gimme. Like I could probably hit 3 under with a 12-foot gimme, even though I couldn't, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard for me to give praise to him because I know I'll be competing with him this summer, even though he's my best buddy.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to give praise in that situation. I immediately default to shit talk.
You're just enemies when it comes to golf.
Correct.
I'm the same way with like my friends like Madden and 2K and stuff like that.
But it goes back to our conversation last week. Why can't we just get hyped for each other? If him and I, T-box number 1, we walk up to each other and say, hey man, we're going to have a great round today. I'm going to get fucking hyped when you hit a good shot. I would be like, you know what? I'm going to get absolutely hyped for you. We're going to be each other's hype man. I think we'd play a lot better.
do you think maybe
That's a weird conversation to have though for me, because that's like me. I'm submitting. I'm submitting the
100%,
competition
like, oh,
in that moment.
Yeah, I bested you. Like I made you give up this like competitive aspect. He's like, "What are you going to therapy or something?" What? Like if you came up and had that conversation to him, he would immediately think something is wrong.
Correct.
Like you're like in recovery or something like that.
Yes.
I wonder if it's like some sort of like primal thing because you guys play like for money, right? You do like per hole.
$10 a hole.
So maybe it's just like like he's taking your resources or whatever when he beats you on a hole.
Well, oh God, it pisses me off. It really does.
I'm sure.
Because what is he doing different that I'm not? And here's the difference. I know what the difference is. That's a rhetorical question. His mental side of the game is so much better than mine.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think like, I would say the mental side of the game is 70% of it.
Oh yeah.
So how do I flip that switch?
Do you think maybe you're too close to it because you talk about golf for an hour a week on a podcast? Like he doesn't really think about it except for when he's there. You think about it like at least every day, probably.
Every single day.
Yeah.
I have lost sleep over it.
Oh, no.
I know it's insane, dude. It's like, it is literally an obsession, and I don't like being bad at stuff,
Mhm.
but I know, again, it goes back to the muscle memory thing. It's like, I'm not golfing enough to become like elite, but I feel like I am golfing enough to be able to like combat the negative thoughts that go through my head.
The weird reverse psychology thing of it is, I have even felt this a little bit the simulator, even though I was golfing with people who I just know are better than me.
Yeah.
There's just that weird aspect of, oh, you do this, like you have a golf podcast, yet I'm still beating you. Like,
Dude, I
like
think-
how are you, like you're not utilizing your time
Yes.
in life that well. If you have a golf podcast and I'm still beating you and I don't like, and I just do this casually.
Yes.
That's a weird like reverse psychology thing that gets me all the time.
Yes. So that's my new excuse.
Yeah.
Is like, I have to think about this for work.
Yeah. You're too close to it.
Correct.
Yeah. Cause you are technically a professional golfer in a sense.
Mentally.
You're a professional t-shirt guy first and foremost.
Correct.
But kind of a professional golfer. You get paid to golf. By
Mentally,
definition.
I am. Yes.
Yes.
But in reality, I am
Someone who is banned from Pine to Palm.
correct.
That
I'm someone who
level of
gets banned
golfer.
from tournaments. Yes. So I'm still trying to figure that whole thing out. I think that's what's been bugging me lately, though. It hasn't even, because I can fix my swing. I have learned how to do that over the last 6 months to like not shank the ball as much. It's completely mental though. So what's pissing me off now is he's getting good. I don't want to admit that to him. I
Mhm.
have to default to shit talk so I can hopefully get into his head and bring him back down to my level.
He doesn't listen to this, does he?
Oh, he probably will.
That's rough.
I
That's
know.
big of you to admit this.
Maybe this is step one.
Yeah.
Step one is always admitting.
Maybe this is step one.
Maybe you just got to text him and say, hey, you are better than me at golf right now.
Don't do that.
yeah,
Don't do that.
I thought about it. I actually did think about that.
Like, yeah, it's so weird the places your brain will go. Cause I'm the same way. Like me and my friend are pretty competitive with like Madden and 2K. Like,
Yeah.
And there's been times where I'm like on a big losing streak. And I'm like I spend time thinking about like, what do I do to like get out of this? It's so bizarre.
I hate golf. It's the absolute worst.
I hate competition in general.
Competition is the worst too. But I also love both of those things.
Yeah.
So I need to find a good balance. I'm going to go golf with some randoms. Maybe that'll just get me in some good headspace.
Just like Mitch and I.
Yeah,
Make you feel
us
good
three,
about yourself.
1v1v1.
Yeah. $10 a hole.
$10 a hole.
All right. Well, I'll give you the
You and Mitch?
$180 right now.
But these randoms might help. Maybe they will
Yeah.
put you in that new mindset because you're not going to be competing with them really.
No, definitely not. Unless, what if they came up and they're like, hey, you want to play $5 a hole?
What if? Are you going to say,
What
you're
am I
not
going to say? No? I'm
Absolutely.
going to say no. I can't.
What if what if they're like the exact same age as you? What if they do something similar? Like they work for Barstool or something like that? When their name is like Brian.
It's like the good guys are like, hey, yeah, we like 3 of our other guys drive. It's just 3 of us today. If you want to come in and play $5 a hole or whatever, you guys want to shoot a YouTube video too? Like, only if we can repost it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna be doing Thursday, Friday. I'll golf. I hope Thursday goes well, because if it doesn't, Friday's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But if I don't get paired up with anyone, maybe I'll just be a solo Friday. That'd be kind of
Good.
sweet. I've literally never golfed by myself. On a real course. I've golfed by myself at the simulator.
Yeah.
But on a real course, I've never golfed.
Get out there at like 5 a.m. so
Yeah.
no one's going to bother you.
Start hitting balls. Yep. I'll hit 100 balls and then hop on the course.
Maybe go chase after them if you're at the right driving range.
Mitch.
Heyo.
Okay. I want to transition things a little bit. So you haven't been following the tournament at all this last weekend, but there's been a shit ton of rain delays.
Mhm.
They're finishing the last run today, finally. Now, it came across as, what do these golfers do when there's a rain delay or like play gets canceled at noon that day, right? So they have the whole entire rest of the day. Like, what do they do in that situation? Or what do they do the night after like the 3rd round or the night after the 4th
When
round?
they're at a
or whatever?
location where they don't live.
Correct.
Like you're still there for like a business trip.
So are they going out and partying? Are they going James Harden style and like going to the strip club after a game, or
Then coming out the next day and
Drop-
dropping 80.
dropping, or are they going to the club and dropping 10K on bottle service with like their homies, or what do you think?
I think golf is the one sport you probably could do that. I don't know how James Harden does it, where he goes out and gets belligerent at the clubs and
Yeah.
then drops 40 the next night.
Yeah.
I guess, granted, he usually does against like the Magic or something like that. But
Well,
he's just built different. I think that's just how he's fueled.
I think basketball's a little different too, because you don't have to be like game prepping till like 3:00 in the afternoon. Golf, you're out there all day.
But,
So,
yeah,
like,
but
you're out-
NBA, they do shoot around at 8 a.m. and then they do like a mini practice and then they go home, rest up, and then they do the game. They do shoot around in the mornings.
Yeah, but golf, you're out there at like what, 8, 9?
Golf's also a solo sport. So you don't have 4 other teammates to rely on.
Yeah.
If you get shit faced the night before.
That's what I'm
just you.
saying.
Is it just me, or are more like there's more golfers that are married than there are like other sports? Because golf is kind of, golf is like the gentleman's sport, right? And I'm completely spitballing. Basketball, football, hockey, baseball, like it's not really.
A lot more single guys.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think it's a lot of younger guys. I mean, a football
Okay.
career can end when you're 40. If you're playing football till you're 40. You're like,
Most football
old.
careers end at like 25, 26.
Okay, I didn't know that. But that's what I'm saying. Who's getting married at 25, 26?
John Rahm,
All right, well,
JT,
what's the average age of
I do think you're
Col-
onto something though,
Colin
because
Morikawa.
because most of the studs in college are probably at least like late 20s.
I mean, look at Tiger though. Tiger would go out and party with MJ.
Yeah, that's insane.
I think Tiger's also an anomaly in the sport.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. So what are you arguing here, Mitch?
I'm arguing that your typical professional golfer is going to be older. And
I disagree.
Therefore, going to be
I think the
probably
trend
married.
is. I think typically that would be the case, but I
Yeah.
think it is trending towards younger right now.
So the question is, are these guys getting shit faced after a round or during a rain delay?
I would
Like,
bet
'cause-
some of them are.
And the reason I pose this question is because the announcers, when they had called the round for the day, and you see these guys like running out of the clubhouse and just going home, they're like, yeah, he's gonna take the rest of the night off and he's gonna get some good sleep and come back and hit it again tomorrow. I'm like,
no
is he though?
chance. No
Is he?
chance.
Are they hanging out?
That's an interesting question. Would you hang out and go out with people you're golfing against?
Probably.
I would assume so, because like they're the one people on earth who like get you.
Yes.
Like they like you'd probably talk about golf because it's like your whole like obsession or whatever. But like
Yeah.
there's like what? How many people are on the tour? Like 200, something like that.
I don't know.
But like those are like the 200 people on earth who probably like relate to you the most. So
Yeah.
they're probably naturally gonna be friends.
They have to be. I mean, they're in the Ryder Cup. During the Ryder Cup, they seem like they're best friends. Where that's team competition, right?
Yeah.
they got to be going out.
Yeah.
They got to be getting bottle service sometimes.
Oh yeah, and they're like plays at nice places. They're the belle of the ball at the town they're in. They're like the young, good-looking superstars.
This is an interesting question. I don't know.
I'm sure. Obviously, there's a spite. I'm sure there's like some hardos who are like in bed by 7. Just to finish like 18th in the tournament.
Yeah, 100%.
But I would bet the top 3 finishers more likely than not are like going out just because they have that like MJ edge to them.
Yeah.
I think it brings out the best of them a little bit.
Well,
But what type of night they're having, that's a different question. Are they just going to like a sports or the clubhouse or the sports bar, having a few and like maybe staying out a little too late and doing some karaoke? Or are they going full-fledged bottle service, like Old Town Road, Scottsdale, getting after it?
I think they're having like 1 to 2 whiskeys and calling it a night.
I think the
I could
majority
believe that.
Yeah.
I could believe that.
But I'd like to think there's at least one like party boy out there. I mean, it was John Daly back in the day.
Yeah.
But
Also, if they are going out to the club, are there caddies going with them?
I don't.
Are they best buddies with their caddy? What's
what's that
the relationship? Is it a business relationship or is it like a personal relationship with business tied into it?
I do wonder, like outside, like I guess it's weird because their weekends are their work days, but like. Because like we're all like really good friends at work, but like unless we're on a trip, we don't really hang out on weekends or whatever. Because like we all spend all week together.
Right.
Like our caddies going out with their golfers during like the weekdays and hanging out.
I
Because
don't
they have
know.
the weekends together.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's some situations, but I think all those like even like in TV, like fucking Conan O'Brien and Andy Richter, like when they had their show together, they said like, oh yeah, we hang out during the week, but on the weekends we just do not want to like be with each other just because like we'll hang out every now and then, but
Yeah.
we spend so much time together during the week. It's just you want to see other people.
Yeah.
I can't imagine golfers and caddies hang out at all outside of work. Maybe like one dinner with like their wives a year or something like that.
Like the obligatory, like, hey, you want to get dinner?
hey, Christmas is coming up. You
Yeah.
want to exchange Christmas gifts?
Yes, exactly.
There's
Yeah.
no way they're hanging out though. I think they're much more likely to go hang out with other golfers and caddies go hang out with other caddies. And maybe the caddies are like, after a few, they're like, oh, should I text my golfer see if he can get us into like this club or whatever?
Yes, dude.
Text
They're
him,
piggybacking.
And then the golfer's like, he's fucking always texting when he's a few deep. And
Yeah, the golfer's
don't
been
answer.
sleeping for like 3 hours so far,
Yeah.
and his caddy's like, I'm getting shit faced tonight. No golf tomorrow. It's rained out. And then like the other 40 caddies are at the club getting bottle service.
Absolutely. I think the caddies go harder than the golfers
I can get on board
because
with
that's
that.
their moment to shine.
Yeah.
And they probably I bet they just bitch about their golfers too. Like
Oh,
my
yeah,
guy
dude.
can't fucking hit a shot this week.
Oh,
We're so
yeah.
screwed.
But see, the caddy has an important job because they have studied the course.
Yeah.
They know all the yardages. They know the pin placements. The golfer obviously does their research as well, but they're there to make the shot.
Mhm.
A lot of the time, they're going to make the shot the caddy tells them to make. Again, they have to agree with that shot, or they can make a little revision to it, like, "Hey, I want to hit a cut here instead of a
Yeah.
draw or whatever." That's interesting.
I wonder.
I do think caddies go way harder than the actual
absolutely.
golfers.
I wonder if when they're with the other caddies, they'll like spill secrets about the course or something like that. Like, oh yeah, did you see that like spin on 16 or whatever?
Well, it's kind of
Something
like it's
that.
kind of like having your sources in journalism.
a little
like-
bit.
Like one caddy's got it figured out, and he's going to share his secret for $2,000 to this other caddy that's possibly going to get him and his golfer to win another $10,000 in the standings.
That's true. Like maybe you have just like partnerships, and then maybe there's like alliances. Like it's kind of like Survivor, where like the caddy's like, yeah, like we're already out for this tournament, but I like know a secret about like hole 13 that you guys
Yes.
can use. Just cut me in on it.
Is there an underground community of caddies?
I think there is
Like an underground civilization of golf caddies in this world?
like the Illumicaddy.
Guys, I don't think we're going to be able to do any more episodes. I think they're shutting us down.
The Illumicaddy.
Think they're gonna assassinate us after this?
They're fucking listening. Not only are they listening to other caddies, they're also listening to the universe.
Dude, what if this whole thing blows open, like with the PGA and the Saudi thing? It all blows open. We find out that these caddies have been like, it's all rigged.
Dude, yes. The caddies they're betting against their golfers because they know who's going to win that weekend.
Absolutely. And then there's like some sort of like, there'll be some sort of big cover up and that they all been like sabotaging their golfers because they're obviously sick. They want the shine.
Yeah.
Like they go up and talk to a girl at the bar. Hey, I'm like John Rahm's caddy. And they're like, who? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like they're going to have to, have to have some sort of resentment against their golfers, don't you think? There's no way caddies are always happy for their golfers.
no.
Like they got
That'd be tough.
there's some sort of resentment in there. Like, oh, you're the
Yeah.
star of the show, even though I'm doing all the grunt work right now.
Yeah. Is it illegal for caddies to bet on golf?
I have no idea. You could Google it and find out quick,
Interesting.
but I bet there's some shady shit that goes on for sure.
There's an underground community of caddies called the Illumicaddy.
That would be so on the nose if they actually
Dude,
if they called
For
it.
them to have a documentary. Who's the NBA referee that got caught betting on games?
I don't remember his
Or
name. but
shaving points or
Yep,
whatever.
the Sacramento Kings guy. It was for the Kings-Lakers series.
Okay, yep.
I don't remember what his name was. But
Yep. Imagine a documentary. Go ahead, Mitch.
I was say, in part, the program prohibits players, caddies, staff, and other connected to the tour from betting on professional golf through an operator or providing insider information.
But
to
the
the
law,
others for
the
betting
law is nothing but writing on a piece of paper.
I mean, people in Congress can
Buy stocks.
Yeah, they can buy stocks. Why that doesn't make sense. Caddies, if they
There's-
can buy stocks, caddies should be able to bet on golf.
I think we're ready to blow this whole operation open, unless the caddies get us in on whatever money
We
they're
take a
making.
cut.
Imagine if we just showed up, like people tune into Spotify, Apple Music for next week's podcast, and we just weren't there.
Or
We were
what
just
if what
gone.
if we get an anonymous caddy whistleblower to come on the podcast? Like, oh yeah, we're doing this all the time. We have the voice changers on them.
If you are a caddy or a former caddy,
If you're ready to come forward,
send us a message. We'll get you on the podcast. If you got some good info on what caddies are doing behind the scenes, are they sharing information about golf courses? Are they betting on the game? Can they bet on the game? Apparently not. Let us know. Shoot us a message. We'll get you on the pod. We'll
we're ready. We're a safe space. We'll help you come out
yeah.
in a safe way.
Yeah, if there's anything that you don't want in the episode, we can talk about off air. We can absolutely do that. We're here to listen. We're here to listen to you caddies.
And or get in on the money that's being thrown around.
Correct.
Whichever one will be more profitable for us.
That's an interesting take. Well, we're going to leave you guys with that thought.
If you don't see us next week,
If you don't see us next week,
it's because we got treated like that subscribe button. We got fucking assassinated.
guys, seriously though, if you do have a moment, just go rate, review, subscribe, send it to a friend, do all that kind of stuff. It really helps us grow. The podcast's been killing it lately, and we're not even in golf season yet. So
No.
imagine when we can get into the heart of the summer and keep pushing the content out for you guys. So if you can do us a favor, do that for us. Also, all the merch, oubetcha.com, the BevCart merch is there. We're going to be coming out with more stuff this spring and summer, so be on the lookout for that. And we're going to leave you with that thought. The underground organization of caddies. If you are a caddy or a former caddy who is ready to whistleblow, let us know. Shoot us a message. This is a safe space. We will bring you on. We will cut this up how you want it because your life matters.
Yes. We will hopefully see you next week.
Later. This may be a good. I want to say this is a see you later, but it may be a goodbye.
Maybe goodbye.
This isn't a see you later. This is a goodbye.
You think?
I don't know. I hope
If
not.
if just keep an eye on the news is all we're saying.
Yeah.
If we die in mysterious ways,
JFK.
it's a PGA.
This whole podcast has come full circle.
It is.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully.
Hell, that's a breakfast ball.